After nearly a decade, the completion of KCHA's Seola Gardens has dramatically transformed the community in White Center and transformed the lives of the Ellison Long family.
Thank you, God, for helping us, and we want to also...
Julius, he is 19 years old, and he's a special needs, and I love him to death, of course. We came from deplorable conditions. I was so glad that and thankful to just be in here, you know, and I'm just thankful. I'm really and truly thankful.
Walk-in shower, and this is for my handicapped son, okay, and he got his sitter in here where I can shower him, you know what I mean? And we didn't have nothing like that. We couldn't even get him in his wheelchair in our bathroom before we moved here.
It was nearly 75 years ago when public housing was first created here for defense workers during World War II. In the 1960s, those wartime houses were replaced with Park Lake Homes II. By the turn of the 21st century, the 1960s buildings had reached the end of their useful life, which presented an opportunity.
This was originally older housing that was dilapidated, and we wanted to completely rebuild it. So we applied for a Hope 6 grant back in 2009. We were successful in that grant, and the project started from there.
As with nearby Greenbridge, KCHA applied for a HUD Hope 6 grant to create a new community. Nikki Parrott coordinated writing the grant with contributions from resident services, Hope 6, and asset management.
There's no way to measure the difference between what was here before and what is here now. It's so far improved that there's really not a measurement that I can put to it because of the changes that have been made. And it's also the improvements in the community itself, in the fabric of the community. We now have residents here who own their homes, residents who are in public housing, and some folks that are in between in terms of their income. We have parks and infrastructure and accessibility that is all just dramatic improvements over what was here before.
What I really enjoy about this is you can't really tell what the affordable housing is and what the market rate housing is. It kind of all blends in together. Plus all new infrastructure, new right-of-way, everything. We relined the storm system. We replaced a lot of it and we relined a portion of it. It's all new utilities. Everything is pretty much brand new.
The new community was built in phases, but demolition of the old buildings couldn't start until resident services and the Hope 6 relocation team helped residents move off the site. First came new utilities and other infrastructure. Next was construction of rental properties called Zephyr. Then came senior housing at Joseph House and another phase of rental properties called Fairwind. 44 of the previous residents returned and moved into these new units at Zephyr and Fairwind. Also in this phase was renovation of the old Highline Head Start building. Finally, 2 phases of single-family homes.
So I went over and talked to the housing people and told them my situation about I had a disabled wife and a disabled son, and they started talking to me and working with me, and before I knew it, I had filled out some paperwork and I landed here, and I thought it was a miracle.
And while the construction project is done, it's worth remembering that it took a team effort and that KCHA staff continue to work hard to deliver critical services at Seola Gardens year-round.
One of the things I'm most pleased with is just the collaboration of all the different parts of KCHA, whether it be Section 8 or resident services developing a relocation plan that was state-of-the-art and at the time, to helping the people with case management down the road, to asset management department that helps to manage and finance the financing and compliance of all the housing, to public housing that really manages the entire site, so they have full control of all the rental housing at the site.
KCHA Resident Services also supports renters with housing stability and with help connecting to an array of services on site. From visits by the White Center Food Bank to after-school activities for students to other special programs. And now the people of Seola Gardens are hard at work too, building a new community.
Because that's what this is all about here, is love. You know, you have to love your neighbors just like you love yourself. And that's what that's what it's going to take to help this program grow and understand it. People understand it. I know a lot of people here need this. And, you know, it's going to take that type of love to grow around here.
In the summer of 2017, renters and homeowners officially celebrated the completion of Seola Gardens. It's a 30-acre community with 177 new rental units, including 65 apartments for seniors, as well as 108 market-rate homes. Now, neighbors are working together to create a harmonious place where everyone can thrive.
One good thing about it, you can walk around here and feel safe.
Yes.
And where we were before, you didn't feel safe. We couldn't walk around, you know, and now we can all go out and walk around or go.
Yeah.
My kids feel like going to the park. I'm not worried about them.
Along with Greenbridge, Seola Gardens is part of KCHA's commitment to help revitalize White Center. Since the early 2000s, KCHA has invested millions of dollars in public and private funding to build new housing and expand services available to residents here. Completion of Seola Gardens is fulfillment of KCHA's promise, providing a beautiful new community with housing for low-income seniors in Joseph House.
The residents have access to a wonderful community center that is part of the Joseph House development. They have wonderful parks to play in. We have art that's fantastic.
Seola Gardens is also for families with children in subsidized apartments and for market-rate homeowners. With a complement of services including a P-Patch, Technology Access Foundation, and Head Start. And Lakewood Park and other places to play are nearby too.
And then there's also a couple of schools around, so they got hoops, and there's parks and everything. Everything's close together, so you can really find something to do pretty easily. All you have to do is just step outside. It's really fun.
Like all the work that KCHA does, Seola Gardens is at its heart about transforming lives through housing.
When you see a project like this, it's not an accident that all the infrastructure is sized for the buildings that you're building. New roadways are sized and work for the roads that people build the homes on. All the utilities are in the right places. All of the parks are situated with trails to create a walkable community. All the buildings are sustainable, and all of them have a 3-star rating and a Built Green underlying process. So this is not only just for today, should be here well into the future.
The best community a person could live in.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
All right.
Thank you.